Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Mainka, and I am in here to do a mock principal interview. I will just go through probably about 5 of the different questions just to save for time's sake, of course. And I'll just go ahead and get started with the first one. The question is, to get us started, share with us who you are, what are the important things for us to know about you. My name is Kelly Mainka. I am currently interning at Sacagawea Elementary School. I am a TOSA in my real job as an early childhood education specialist. I've worked in the curriculum and instruction department for going on 3 years now. My background is both in primary education as a kindergarten teacher, a second grade teacher, and also a literacy facilitator for 2 years, as well as the assessment coordinator. And goodness, and what compelled me to be a principal? Well, I will say that I have been very fortunate in my role as a TOSA to work at the district office, and I have had excellent mentors. Both my director of curriculum as well as the executive director of teaching and learning have been incredibly supportive and growing my skills with a number of opportunities, leadership opportunities. And with their encouragement, I decided to move forward with pursuing my administrative internship. And they have been fully supportive, and I appreciate them along this along this path. And I also will say that they've pointed out a few of my strengths, which compelled me to move forward as a principal. And I just was reviewing some of my notes that I have taken over the last few years. And I think that it's not really about knowing the answers, and it's not having all the answers, but it's really being able to listen to the people that are around you and to be a good decision maker based on all of these opinions and inputs that people are giving you, and really using that to make decisions for kids, make decisions for help make decisions for families, instructional quality. And I would say that really I feel like I can make a difference, that my skill strength is best in a leadership position, and that I don't have the answers, but I'm good at organizing things, and I'm good at listening, and I feel like those are 2 qualities that are going to support being an effective leader. So when I look at some of my strengths, one of my cheat sheets here is, as a district intern, we were asked to reflect on some of our strengths. So I'm very thankful that I have some of my reflections in front of me. And really, one of my strengths is communication. And I would say not only written communication, but I would say nonverbal communication equally is important. I've been very aware of my different body language in different situations, so I think that's very important to always be self-aware in different situations. But my ability to build relationships with staff and colleagues, with children, with families, is truly my strength. I'm solid with asking lots of questions in order to clarify understanding. I tend to be approachable, really friendly. I had a note come up there. Approachable, friendly, and and I really am interested in listening to everyone's story to understand the full picture of different situations, whether it's family stories, staff stories, really needing to listen and understand folks. And like I said before, is that I feel like my ability as a decision maker has really improved as a result of my internship. And I think that out of that, it's very important to be firm and firm but fair when you're dealing with all different situations, from children to families to staff. Other areas is clearly the management and organization of a project, a program, a professional development course are definitely areas of my strength. And I think that collaborating with families on different projects and getting their input, whether it is at a family night here at school, or if it's a district function where we're inviting families to symposiums to get their feedback on different types of district initiatives. So that's definitely an area of my strength. And I would say that instructional quality is definitely something that I'm very passionate about. I truly believe that all kids have opportunity, or should have an opportunity, to experience high quality learning every day, not by chance, but by design. And I have a huge passion in coaching and mentoring teachers, and connecting their teaching and children's learning experience to our instructional framework, which is the teacher evaluation system. Very, very passionate about that, and I really believe in teachers, and I believe in their abilities, and I want to support them, guide them along that path of growth and to impact student learning. So if I go down to perhaps my next question is, what do you see the principal's role as a community leader? And I have kind of a little bit focused on that, but really one of the schools that I worked at was an elementary school, and in the title was community school, and that was truly a gathering place for folks in the community. It had a family resource coordinator where families could come and get food. They had nights where the school provided some adult education around early childhood growth and development, and families were able to come in and learn about different ways to teach their children. They have conversation circles where families would come who are learning English, and they would feel safe to have conversations with each other. So definitely a community school is a hub. It is inviting parents, it is inviting community, it is inviting a voice in decisions that are made for the school. And that is definitely a priority, to have their input in different decisions. So, and I think that addresses somewhat of the parent involvement. It is critical for students' academic success. One of the pieces that I have definitely been involved in here during my internship is being in on some critical conversations with teachers and with parents, and on all behavior concerns. And when the parent understands what happened at school, coming from the school, rather than hearing about a behavior situation that happened from their child, it really helps build that connection with the school and leaves a positive impression on their minds. We definitely don't want kids to or parents to hear stories that perhaps are misconstrued. It's much better to hear it from the principal and to say, hey, so and so happened at school. I just would appreciate your support from home, as the student returns and tries to turn it around and make better choices. Same with academic. It's so important that parents are able to understand what's happening in the classroom, so that they can set goals with their children, so that they are able to work towards meeting those goals both in the classroom and at home. Okay, I'm looking over these questions. I see that how do you see yourself leading the school? Hopefully that doesn't come up. How do you see yourself leading this school as we move ahead with state education reform? That's a challenging question with state and education reform, being that in my personal situation, the budget with the McCleary fix, as we're calling it, has resulted in a huge deficit within our school district. And that directly impacts my role as a TOSA. Our superintendent and our board of directors made the decision that 17 district office TOSAs positions would be eliminated, resulting in those teachers going back to the classroom or back to buildings in different positions. So my position was one of those that were eliminated, and my plan is now to ideally obtain an administrative leadership role. However, knowing that the potential may not be there due to the budget shortfall, I do plan on seeking a leadership position within a building, whether it's at a certificated role or as an administrative role. But boy, I have been in lots of environments and opportunities to really advocate for legislative change. Being in the early learning world, we work very closely with ESD, who spends a lot of time in Olympia advocating for early learning needs. The ECAP program budget, the governor to include early learning in the budget. So school reform is definitely on my mind quite a bit, and I very closely watch the legislative picture. And I think my role as a school leader is to understand what's happening in government, to understand how that is trickled down to our school district policies and how that's impacting directly the staffing in the building, the assessments that are required within the building, and having a clear understanding and following of those processes and those procedures that are going on. Well, I can see that my time is running thin. I've already done 10 minutes. I do see that there's questions about challenges with poverty, and boy, I sure appreciate, I am very passionate about equity and access and having removing barriers so that children and families can receive the services and the needs that they have. And I'm so thankful that Vancouver Public Schools has many opportunities for families to have their needs met with family resource coordinators, opportunities that direct them to housing, food, their needs, healthcare needs, and the ability to listen to their story, to understand their needs, and to support them where they're at. So with that, again, my name is Kelly Mainka, coming from you from Sacajawea Elementary School. Hopefully I answered some of those questions. I appreciate your time and your feedback. Have a great day.